How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family. It's one of them videos. It's been a while, my royal family. You know what you got to go do. You got to go get your shit. True Royal about to deliver. Juicy, juicy, juicy. Oh, so sweet to me. I ain't said that in a while either. I'm going to put a whole lot on it because I'm about to drag someone. Oh, yeah. But you might hear me, use a bit of satire, but there is nothing funny about the slaughter, the outright murder of our Queen Breonna Taylor. So, before we get a little deeper in this journey, because keep this pig right here on your frontal lobe. Jonathan Mattingly. This is beautiful to me. Very beautiful. So, y'all know how tight me and Lisa Cabrera continue to be. And I know you will hear this video, my queen. I felt you. And I rely on you and you rely on me, and we all rely on the royal family. And I have often spoke about being empathic. I truly believe that all of the chosen ones are empathic, but some don't know. Honor what you feel. So there's tension in the universe. We see what's going down. They boarding up buildings, blocking off streets, preparing for peer drama. They're telegraphing. So it causes us to think deeper. What is really going on? And what's going on, my royal family? What has been going on? The enemy, always, every millisecond, one of them is doing something to us. And we are peaceful people, but we in a war, and you can't act peaceful all the time in a war. We can't be passive about this, regaining our throne. So now we're getting touched much deeper because the enemy is trying to take out the entire royal family. And let's not lose sight what is going on spiritually as I continue to take this royal family on this journey. And the things that I'm going to present, it's a comment that Miss Taylor's mother made that Breonna often quoted about applying pressure. And over time, when you apply pressure, something is going to give. And usually, when it gives, it can't withstand all that negativity. And this is what this murderer, who want people to feel some kind of way, this is the one who got shot. And so when I seen what was going down and I pieced it all together, I said, ooh wee, we being effective, my royal family. Now, we know how the judicial system get down. We are not surprised. We know that there is some fuckery in it. We all been discussing it. But this was astounding to me when I looked at it spiritually. This is when I'm at my best, my royal family, because I'm going to deliver and I'm going to explain what is really going on. And it has a lot to do with the many beautiful divine gifts that our Father blessed us with. And I have demand respectfully, my royal family, that it is time to utilize and use these gifts to the fullest. Because I've been saying over and over, the enemy and their supporters, even if you think about doing something negative to us, it's like committing the act, and karma is swift. So I have spoke that into the universe because I realize I'm powerful and you're powerful too. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Here we go with these little pop-ups. Oh, no, hell to the no. Ain't time for that. I didn't even ask you to do all that, Just calm your ass down. Oh, I'm going to make sure I got everything is right. Some of these outlets that you go to, they just,
Community waits for that decision from the Kentucky Attorney General.
See, here we go. So where we at? Okay. True Royal ain't about to edit shit. That's part of being royal. We do what we want to do. So, this murderer feeling some kind of way. And so, what I'm going to do, let me see, because I want to keep it juicy. So we're going to leave that cliffhanger right there, my royal family. I know I'm dragging because I'm giving you time to go get your shit, your weed, your drink. Y'all know how I get down. I don't drink. Grape juice, plenty ice, a touch of lemon, a touch of lime. Some extra. Oh, yeah. And lean all up in it, my royal family. So just hold that thought. So as I was doing my research, we have a face. And her own is saying sold out. And I have something that I'm going to read the royal family. Okay, so this judge, they're saying they want to vote her behind out. Judge Mary Shaw. Judges serve as the last check against police overreaching and violating our rights, even the right to life. Mary Shaw signed a death warrant when she signed the no-knock warrant that led to the police murdering of an innocent woman sleeping in her apartment. Mary Shaw has shown her lack of judgment and an inability to reason. The entire point of her involvement was to question if this was called for and to assure some level of innocence. Instead, she just rolled away with 5 no-knock warrants in 12 minutes. Less than 3 minutes a warrant, including the time that it took her to sign them. With that pen stroke, this single opportunity for resistance and a second set of eyes was over. This led to the victims in our city rattling a community and devastating businesses. Only Mary Shaw was tasked with questioning these warrants, and Mary Shaw spent 3 minutes on it. Vote out Mary Shaw. Shows other in the power that they are accountable for their mistakes. Mary Shaw is unfit to judge anyone but herself. If Mary Shaw were honorable, she would resign. So she is the catalyst and the many players that was a part of Breonna Taylor's demise. Our queen. This bitch. Oh yeah, my royal family. Like I said, tonight I'm about to deliver juicy. So my royal family, we will get back to that in just a hot minute. I have a video to share with the royal family, and I just pray that these other ones, let a sister do what she gotta do with all them damn pop-ups and shit that I don't appreciate, You got some of these websites that do some strange things that I have absolutely no control over. So anyhow, got that down, and we're gonna listen to this video here.
We still wait answers from the Kentucky Attorney General's office. We are going through some of the very same evidence his team has been examining since late May. Using police interviews, court documents, and other public records, Focus Team investigative reporter Shay McAllister now has pieced together the night Breonna Taylor died, minute by minute.
Civil unrest on Louisville city streets. Weeks of protest, calls for change. But how did we get here? To understand, we have to go back to Thursday, March 12th. Judge Mary Shaw signs off on 5 warrants as part of a large narcotics investigation. 3 warrants were for properties on Elliott Avenue in West Louisville. Detectives wrote they were looking for drugs, weapons, electronics, and mail related to illegal drug activity. A 4th warrant was for a house on Muhammad Ali. And then this warrant for 26-year-old Breonna Taylor's South Louisville apartment. How was Taylor connected? She wasn't the main suspect in the case, but she was named on the warrant. Detectives say in January of this year, they witnessed their main suspect, Jamarcus Glover, arrive at Taylor's apartment, go inside, and then come back out with a package. Police say Glover then got into his car and drove to the Muhammad Ali address, which the detective called a known drug house. The warrant goes on to say that a U.S. postal inspector verified that Glover had been receiving packages at Taylor's apartment, and that it is not uncommon for drug traffickers to receive mail packages at different locations to avoid detection from law enforcement. Detectives also wrote they believe Glover may be...
Hold up, wait a minute. Now, Lisa Cabrera then already dealt with what U.S. Mail had to say. They tried, because they got busted on their shit. So the pigs tried to imply that they was a part of this thing too, and they noticed some suspicious packaging, and they immediately said, we ain't going down for that. No drugs ever went to her house. Packages were mailed to her house in her ex-boyfriend's name. And every single package that was mailed to her house, there were clothes that he ordered directly online. They can track all of this stuff. We in the information technology, baby. But see, they got overzealous. They was doing the most. And now we at this day and time and situation and feeling all these feelings. Pressure. Yeah, pressure. Keep that on your frontal lobe. I had to stop that. Because even the way they reporting it here is like, oh, they still trying to implicate her. So all of a sudden, Breonna Taylor is a drug kingpin. I didn't seen the photos and all of that, and I didn't even had our own to come over here and say, yeah, if you see this type of evidence, you would change your mind. No. Stay the hell up off my channel with that bullshit. And you can go over there and lick Esau's ass. Don't come over here no more with that. And I really mean that to the depths of my soul. You are not going to come over here and slander my queen. Not at all. I do deep studying. I don't play that shit. You don't want me to put up a rant video and drag you. I'm one of these type that I will say your full ass name. And you'll feel some kind of way. Because this ain't no plaything with the royal family. As we continue on.
Keeping narcotics or proceeds from the sale of narcotics inside Taylor's apartment for safekeeping. On the night of March 12th, Detective John Mattingly and several others were briefed on the plan. Mattingly says he drove by Taylor's apartment around 11:45 to scope it out. And then, around 12:30 on the morning of March 13th, officers parked in front of Breonna Taylor's building and walked up to her door.
When SWAT was doing their thing down at 2-4 in Madison, we went over, or Elliott, whatever it was, we executed ours at the same time.
About 10 miles away, officers executed a warrant at a different property on Elliott Avenue. There, police found their main suspect, Glover, and arrested him. Around 12:40, officers began to bang on Taylor's door, setting into motion the events that eventually led to her death.
Laying in bed. It's a loud knock at the door.
The detectives say they knocked on the door multiple times.
I knocked on the door, banged on it. We didn't announce the first couple because our intent was not to hit the door. Our intent was to give her plenty of time to come to the door because they said she was probably there alone.
But Taylor wasn't there alone. According to her boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, he and Taylor were in bed watching a movie when they heard the knocks.
So it's a loud bang at the door. She pops up out of sleep. It scared her to death. Me too. Like, who is that?
Walker says they jumped out of bed, started getting dressed, and he grabbed his gun. At the same time, detectives took a battering ram against the door.
The door comes off the hinges. So I just let off one shot. I still can't see who it is or anything.
But Detective Mattingly says he saw them.
I'm face on about probably 20 feet away, right down the hallway. There's a bedroom door on the right, and there's the male and a female. The male's closest to the door, so he's to my right. And as I turn the doorway, he's in a stretched out position with his hands with a gun, and as soon as I clear, he fires. Boom.
Walker says shots started flying. He fell to the ground and dropped his gun. Mattingly was shot.
As soon as the shot hit, I could feel the heat in my leg. And so I just returned fire. I got 4 rounds off. And it was like simultaneous. It's boom, 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 boom.
The detective says he fired 2 more rounds and then told other officers he'd been shot. It was called over the radio at 12:43 a.m., according to a CAD report provided by the mayor. Detective Miles Cosgrove fired shots from inside the apartment. Brett Hankinson blindly fired 10 rounds from outside through a patio door, according to his termination letter.
They're just shooting, we're both on the ground, and then when all the shots stop, I'm panicking. She's right there on the ground, bleeding.
Records show 3 neighbors called 911
Community
at
waits for that
12:42.
decision from the Kentucky Attorney General. One of the police officers involved is speaking out in an email to the Louisville Metro Police Department.
Excuse me for that.
Mattingly's attorney confirmed the 5-paragraph email obtained by WHS 11
Sucker.
News.
Forgive me for that, my royal family. I knew that was going to happen. I'll back it up just a little taste here. Where we at? Right here.
We still wait answers from the Kentucky Attorney General's office.
Oh, it's a loud bang at the door. She pops up out of sleep. It scared her to death. Me too. Who is that?
Walker says they jumped out of bed, started getting dressed, and he grabbed his gun. At the same time, detectives took a battering ram against the door.
The door comes off the hinges. So I just let off one shot. I still can't see who it is or anything.
But Detective Mattingly says he saw them.
I'm face on about probably 20 feet away, right down the hallway. There's a bedroom door on the right, and there's the male and a female. The male's closest to the door, so he's to my right. And as I turn the doorway, he's in a stretched out position with his hands with a gun, and as soon as I clear, he fires. Boom.
Walker says shots started flying. He fell to the ground and dropped his gun. Mattingly was shot.
As soon as the shot hit, I could feel the heat in my leg. And so I just returned fire. I got 4 rounds off. And it was like simultaneous. It's boom, 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 boom.
The detective says he fired 2 more rounds and then told other officers he'd been shot. It was called over the radio at 12:43 a.m., according to a CAD report provided by the mayor. Detective Miles Cosgrove fired shots from inside the apartment. Brett Hankinson blindly fired 10 rounds from outside through a patio door, according to his termination letter.
There's just shooting, like we're both on the ground, and then when all the shots stop, I'm like panicking. She's right there on the ground, like bleeding.
Records show 3 neighbors called 911 at 12:42, reporting shots near their apartment. 5 minutes later, after calling his mom, Walker dials 911.
911, Operator Harris, where is your emergency?
I don't know what happened. Somebody kicked in the door and shot my girlfriend.
Okay, where are you located?
I'm at 3003 Springfield Drive, apartment 4.
3003 Springfield Drive, apartment number 4.
Yes. Oh my God.
Okay, how old is your girlfriend?
She's 26. Breonna. Oh my
You said 26, where was she shot at?
I don't know. She's on the grill right now. I don't know.
Meanwhile, officers rushed to the scene on word of an injured detective. Officers on scene put a tourniquet on Mattingly's leg as they wait for EMS.
At some point, EMS shows up. It seemed like forever. I don't know how long it took.
Mattingly was rushed to University Hospital where he went into surgery. According to the Taylor family attorneys, 120 LMPD officers went to the complex in the hours after the shooting, but no one went into the apartment to provide aid to Taylor until Walker was called out.
I'm still yelling help because she's over here like coughing and like I'm just freaking out. But I'm on the phone with her mom now at this point. So they keep yelling, come out. So I'm like, okay, it's the police.
Walker says police told him to drop his phone, so he does. And then he walks backwards to the officers.
Yeah, I'm doing everything they're asking me to, slowly and surely. Like, I'm like scared to death.
Walker surrendered to police as SWAT moved into the apartment, finding an unresponsive Breonna Taylor on the hallway floor. Walker was arrested at the scene and taken to LMPD headquarters, where he was interrogated for several hours, the interview wrapping up around 5:30 in the morning.
Like, I literally don't understand this at all.
Yeah.
I have no reason. Like, I don't understand at all why they would be knocking on her door unless it was a mistake. Like, at all. And I asked that out there a million times, like, why were y'all even at the door? Nobody had an answer.
That's what we're here to figure out, man.
Walker was charged with attempted murder of a police officer, a charge that was later dismissed. Later that day, LMPD briefed the media about the incident.
Victim who died is, we're still working through what her involvement was on the narcotics investigation, and her identity will be released by the coroner's office at a later date.
As police briefed the media, the Public Integrity Unit searched through Taylor's apartment. Getting a warrant right after the shooting, they spent much of the day collecting evidence, including blood, hair, fingerprints, clothing, guns, and electronics. 2 days later, on Sunday, March 15th, we first learned the name of the victim, the Jefferson County coroner identifying her as 26-year-old Breonna Taylor.
Part of our ongoing coverage as we continue to follow.
All right, my royal family. I thought that was necessary. Let me take this one down. I thought that was necessary to play, to refresh and seeing what they're working with, because I distinctly remember over on Lisa Cabrera's channel, she showed the police report. And, you know, they dragging on everything, and it was just left wide open, because they give them time to orchestrate the lies and all of these type of things. So, like I said, when I was doing my research about, because everything else I look at as a bonus, what I'm getting ready to present, as I was doing my research about this Pigs being all up in his feelings. And, you know, I did find out today that they're investigating 6 more, you know, and don't even hold me to that. And I mean, we damn near 7 months into this now, you know, people saying 6, 7. And We know about the DA and what he's not willing to do and all of this stuff. When they mess up majorly, then they don't have a clue what to do. But they know how to deal with us swiftly. So following this, like many, I said, what was really going on? Why did they go out of their way to go to Miss Taylor's house, and Jamarcus, who she's not involved with anymore, ex-boyfriend, they already, a whole nother team of cops is already doing their thing to secure the arrest and everything with no incident. And then it hit me like a ton of bricks. Foundly.
Community waits for that decision from the Kentucky Attorney General.
Come on now. I know one thing. Y'all need to get that together. I'm glad I'm not all these outlets pull that shit. This shit just pop up on you. Like I said, y'all know I ain't editing nothing. So keep these guys in mind, because these were the first players. But there's other players. So as I was listening to that news segment with y'all, it finally hit me, I think, because I could be greatly wrong. The reason why they went over to Breonna Taylor's house, keep in mind, they doing their little bullshit ass investigation. They watching her go in and out. They just watching everything. Like I said, I've seen the pictures. I even seen the pictures where she was at the so-called, unquote, trap house, drug house, or whatever. And that's supposed to implicate her, and she's across the street from it. But I wouldn't even damn if I seen her picture and she was all up in that abandoned looking crib. Trust and believe, they dug deep in her place. I had one of our own come and say, oh, they didn't look hard enough. One of our own, they didn't look hard enough. The drugs and the money is there. They didn't find anything. And then on top of that, Breonna's boyfriend, he's squeaky clean. This is the first time in his life he been in jail. Because trust and believe, if he would have had a record, they would have mixed him all up in the shit too. So the real reason why I think they did what they did, I often talk about the enemy like to damage us. And they try, they coming after our royals too. They want us to have a bad experience. Because here in America, the righteous of passage for our royal sons is to have contact with the pigs. Righteous of passage here. Our sons, 7, 8 years old, they got to be, on survival mode in this war. They the first ones that they come after. So they was just going to play with her. They was just going to put her through the ringer, arrest her, go through the whole, sitting there for 1,000 years, getting your mug shot, doing your fingerprints, and they was just going to process her through the jail, which can take a whole damn day. A whole damn day. And if somebody in that jail got a Jones too, they'll put her in the they always put you in the bullpen at first, and that's the part that's stanky and pissy. I done heard enough folks, all right, about that. Now, I've been arrested twice, but I never was put in no damn bullpen. And I know y'all gonna ask me, what was you arrested for, Truro? Someone stole my identity. The other one, I had a fight. I whooped the shit out of a man. And I'll just keep it like that as we continue on. So, that's what I think that was all about. Just to harass her, because they didn't really have nothing to do that night. The other team did their thing. So they was like, hey, yeah, let's go do woo, woo, woo. We got our warrants and stuff. And, oh, yeah, let's give old gal a scare of her life. Possibly she'll lose her job. It's all about damaging us. So sometimes they don't kill us. They damage you. And you feel it in your core. So, as we continue on my royal family, I'm going to play this video And then I got some real juicy real juicy, lean all up in it to read, my royal family. Now your behind can play with your zillion kabillion pop-ups. Be happy. Check the plate, my royal family.
Community waits for that decision from the Kentucky Attorney General. One of the police officers involved is speaking out in an email to the Louisville Metro Police Department. Sergeant Jonathan Mattingly's attorney confirmed the 5-paragraph email obtained by WHAS 11 News was from John Mattingly. It criticizes city leadership and the FBI. Heather Fontaine's been going through it. She is live with more information and reaction. Heather?
Doug, one of the bigger takeaways from this email is when Mattingly brings up the night that Breonna Taylor was killed. In the email, he defends his actions and the actions of officers that were also there that night. Take a look at what he had to say. In that email, he writes, "Regardless of the outcome today or Wednesday, I know we did the legal, moral, and ethical thing that night." He goes on to tell fellow officers that they do not deserve to be in a position where they are cursed at or have bricks and urine thrown at them. Then expresses frustration with LMPD leadership and the FBI, saying they go after you for civil rights violations. Your civil rights mean nothing, but the criminal has total autonomy. The email did not sit well with Justice and Freedom Coalition leader Pastor Timothy Finley Jr. Here's part of his reaction.
To say that, it just shows why there's such a chasm between community and LMPD when it comes to trust.
We've heard all along people saying, I can't comment. So I think it's very interesting, and it makes me feel like someone has confirmed for him that he's in the all clear.
Sadiqa Reynolds, right there with the Louisville Urban League, says she isn't surprised by what is said in the email, but is disappointed. Mattingly's attorney also weighed in this morning, reminding us that Mattingly was shot and severely wounded the night that Breonna Taylor was killed, and that the surgeon is hopeful that this process moves quickly and his fellow officers and the people of Louisville remain safe. Now, we have reached out to the police FOP president about this email, and he says he's not commenting at this time. We'll have continuing coverage coming up tonight at 11. For now, reporting live, I'm Heather Fountain for
All right, my royal family. Like I said, it's going to get better, but let me take this down. Take this all the way down. Be back with you, queen, my queen, my queen. So, I got something to read to the royal family that is juicy. So, his lawyer ain't about shit. Keep that on your frontal lobe too. You got a client in the hot seat on the world stage, and then what I'm going to present to the royal family, you would think his attorney would say, hey, hold up. So, I have did my due diligence, and I have an article from the Daily Beast that y'all could read at your leisure, and it is long. I'm going to read that rant that he put together. So the title here is Breonna Taylor Cop Attacks Thug Protesters in Email Rant Ahead of Grand Jury Decision. And you know what I was thinking about? We all been pissed about how long they've been dragging this out. And I'm having all kind of epiphanies just sitting here as I'm flowing, freestyling with the royal family. And I was like, damn, I never thought about the police that are involved in this, and they on the so-called hot seat, that they feel like pressure is being applied to them. And usually the first one squeal is the weakest link. All right. But his lawyer want to try to justify his actions because he got shot. Now that's when that feminine side kick in on him, because who taught him first. So what this fool did, he sent out at 2 a.m. in the morning. He sent out about 1,000 emails to police officers. Think about that. 2 a.m. in the morning. Okay, 2 a.m. in the morning. You feeling some kind of way, something bothering you. Most people chilling. And if you got your man or your woman at the crib, you're getting it in. Are you in a deep coma after getting it in? So you up at 2 a.m. in the morning, and this is what's on your heart? You feeling some kind of way. And I'll get much deeper into why he feeling some kind of way. But keep in mind that statement that Breonna Taylor's mother quoted about Breonna Taylor was into applying pressure. And if you apply enough pressure, some got to give. And they dragging it out. And this is just too long of a drag on his end or their end, but he's showing that it's too much. See, they want this shit to be done swiftly. So I never tripped off of that this is a first for me, because they always dragging out our stuff. And the very people that victimize us in this particular situation is feeling pressure. Again, 2 a.m. Over 1,000 emails. That's extreme. Extreme, my royal family. And when he started out this email, the subject in capital letters, urgent, please read. So there are a lot of internal things going on. You know, and the Attorney General, you know, he just been soft-shoeing it, but staying in lock and step. So let me read the full, not the full, my royal family, because I know some people know about it. The full urgent, please read. 2:09 a.m. There we go. I'm not here to give you a rah-rah, you get this speech. I'm not here to tell you that you signed up to help this community and to keep your head up. I'm here to tell you, I'm sorry you have to go through this. I'm sorry your families have to go through this. I'm sorry the mayor, Amy Hess, and Chief Conrad failed all of us in epic proportions for their own gain and to cover their asses. And I think that's that other component, because they was talking about gentrification and they trying to get people out of that neighborhood where Miss Taylor lived. So anyhow, you do not deserve to be in this position, the position that allowed thugs to get in your face and yell, curse, and degrade you, throw bricks, bottles, and urine on you, and expect you to do nothing. It goes against everything we were all taught in the academy. The position that if you make a mistake, also you're admitting that you done made a mistake. Well, just to get the warrant, and you knew the judge, she was going to sign it, you the one that laid the foundation. And I talk about foundations often, my royal family, having a construction background. You don't lay that sucker right, it's going to give pressure. So, the position that if you make a mistake during one of the most stressful times in your career, the department and FBI, who aren't cops and would piss their pants if they had to hold the line. Hold up. They cops. I didn't see in my lifetime the FBI arrest folks. So I didn't even know they had some little internal issues, you know, if you a pig or the FBI or whatever that stuff is going on in their demonic world. Let's say, so you would piss their pants if they had to hold the line. Go after you for civil rights violation. Your civil rights mean nothing, but the criminal has total autonomy. We all sign up to be police officers. We knew the risks and was willing to take them, but we always assumed the city had your back. We want to do the right thing in the midst of an evil world to protect those who cannot protect themselves, to enforce laws that make it possible to live in a peaceful society. We as police do not care. Yeah, you do not care. And you escalate shit. You had no motherfucking business going to our queen's house. You done already secured your arrest, but you wanted to play with her and damage her. And now you feeling some kind of way, and your ass up at 2:00 in the motherfucking morning, you can't even get a hard on no more because you concerned your ass gonna be locked up in jail and you gonna be sissified and being pimped for some cigarettes. Oh, True World can spit these flames all damn day. Hello, you know? We don't give a damn either. If you are black, white, Hispanic, Asian, what you identify as this week, see, that's racist. We ain't better than anyone. No, okay, whatever. This is not an us against society, but it is good, versatile, evil. We are sons, daughters, husbands, wives, partners, brothers, sisters, dads, moms. We are human beings with flaws and feelings. Oh, now you want somebody to consider your feelings. Now, I'm just rambling, but I want you to know that I'm still proud to be a pig. All right? To be on the LMPD cop. No matter the inept means, it can also mean you're lacking, you're foolish. That's what that word means when you're inept, or you're lacking something, because homeboy is lacking 2 a.m. at night. You done took your little Viagra and your junk ain't working. Oh yeah, I'm dragging in my royal family. I'm good at what I do. And I want you to be just as good or even better in utilizing your gifts as we continue on. In upper command or the mayor's office, this is one of the greatest jobs on earth. Oh yeah. So you can exercise all your isms and give the royal family pure hell. But what you don't understand with your high ass IQ that you think that you have, you thought that this was going to continue forever and ever and ever. See, we in a different space and time, Esau. As you become the tail, you're on the world stage. It ain't a good look, but it's sweet to me. And I got to do this. So, with that being said, these next few days are going to be tough. They are going to be long. They are going to be frustrating. They will put a tremendous amount of stress on your families. Do not let your ego get you in a trick bag. Have your partners de-escalate if possible. Do not give the pencil pushers at the top, the ones who are too scared to hold the line. Now you're talking about the FBI. To hold the line. A reason to open investigations on you. The same ones that can't make decisions to save their lives. We need leaders that lead from the front and not a room under a desk. Do what you need to do to go home. You, your family, just do it with dignity. Well, you stripped yourself of that. And make sure you can justify your actions, because everything down there is recorded. I do not know a lot of you guys and girls, but I have felt the love, regardless of the outcome today or Wednesday. Okay, so he's saying Wednesday, so somebody gave him a heads up. Either it was going to be Tuesday or Wednesday. So we shall see. I know we do the legal and moral and ethical thing that night. It's sad how the good guys are demonized and the criminals are canonized. That word means, my royal family, it's like when a person has died and they had left a lasting impact. They had, in society, and people speak of their praises. They praises after they have passed on. So he's trying to imply that these criminals, these unquote thugs, and we know what thugs mean. We hip to the game. All right? I don't even have to repeat it. So he's really talking to himself, because that's what you do out there running around trying to be John Wayne. And then you're going to say the criminal, all of a sudden they canonize. And so reading in between the line, he's still trying to say Breonna Taylor is a drug kingpin. In no way in this article, which I did not expect, he said anything about killing our queen. He gonna keep it negative all the way. That is what he is doing, and I'm glad he's doing it. He's being true to his nature, and that's what I do. I keep it real and hard, and I remain true. I take pure joy in doing what I do. All right? So, I do not know. Okay, is that okay? I'm overlapping that. Where is it? Okay, I'll just read this little part anyway. See, okay, so Wednesday. I know we did the legal and moral thing. Okay, let's go down there. Okay, anyway, it says here, put that aside for a while. Keep your focus and do your job that you are trained and capable of doing. Don't put up with their shit and go home to these lovely families and relationships. I wish I were there with you, leading the charge. I've been praying for your safety. Remember, you are just a pawn in the mayor's political game. I'm proof they do not care about you or your family, and you are replaceable. Stay safe. Do the right thing. You are loved and supported by most of the community. Now, go be a warrior. You are. But please be safe. None of these peaceful protesters are worth your career or freedom. Godspeed, boys and girls. Now, you all up in your feelings. You get shot in your leg, but your ass is still breathing. And our queen here is 6 feet under, and they done tried to pay her mama off. And I can tell in her mama's being, she want them prosecuted. So we shall see what's going to happen tomorrow, my royal family. I don't expect much at all. I really don't. I said it's going to be a 50-50 split. They're going to try to satisfy us and the status quo, but they don't give a damn about us. But they are concerned because our actions these days are quite intense, and our royals, the enemy has said this about our royals. They mean they're not going to do no we shall overcome. They're not going backwards in picking cotton. I was telling Lisa the other day, I said they want to have full range where they can start calling our men boys freely and gals and all those degrading things that they say to us. I seen a video the other night. Older men called one of our royals boy, and they told him to get your ass over there, and he told a lining out of his ass, and then he gonna say I didn't do nothing. It was an elderly dude. He asked for it, and it felt good to watch. Foot in ass. So okay, demon, you'll never be able to put it together. You sign that shit and you don't give a damn. But as I speak, from here forth, you will feel. All right? Now, let's get over here. Pressure. 2:09 in the morning. 2:09 in the morning. And you ranting and raving, and you at home with your woman. You all up in your feelings. And you won't take responsibility for your shit. And then you want to start finger pointing and all of that. It's like when people are in that criminal world. They know that they can get caught up. See, you've been doing this for a long time, and you've been getting away with it for a long time. But see, you're messing with the chosen ones, And I take joy that you can't get no sleep at all, I'm just going to let you know, your woman, that dude that you hired to do your yard, Felipe, yeah, he blowing her back out. Because apparently, you got some other things on your mind. Your Viagra ain't working at all. And, girlfriend need a tune-up often. So Felipe, he getting paid for his services, You're like, oh, what's going on, Centurita? I understand your husband. It's like, I say in my head sometimes, what's coming to me, I love you. How they say it, those Asian chicks, I love you a long, long time, daddy. Long, long time. He can't even, he got issues. See, sex started to brain my royal family. You can take all that shit you want. But Felipe got that. All right? Felipe about that life. And she ain't going back. She gonna want more and more of Felipe. And if you're subject to get locked up, Felipe moving in. And when you get out, homegirl gonna be speaking full Spanish and Latin music and tacos and burritos and margaritas. It is what it is. So, these are some of the players, my royal family. They will get the same thing. So let's not lose sight, my royal family, on a serious note. They got these man-made laws. But our Father has his laws. And I don't care what space and time any of us are in. He has never tweaked it to go in anyone's favor. But our Father don't like his children being treated in this fashion. You done took it way too far. Way too far. And you know you got to pay. Now, I know you want to go out in a blaze of glory. I know you want to keep the illusion like you win in the war, these little battles that you win from time to time, but you can't get around. And see what's going on. We are applying pressure. I could feel my royal family. I can feel the universe. And I didn't like the way Lisa felt. And she's strong, but I didn't like the way she felt, because I feel her. And I'm feeling you, my royal family. And see, these feelings is applying pressure, because we're having all kind of thoughts and internal conversations about what we want to do to the enemy and the enemy's supporters. This is a damn shame. Now, all we see is pictures and paintings and quotes of our royal daughter. I would consider her an upstanding citizen within the royal family based on our standards, not this shithole standards. Keep that in mind. Me personally, I don't want no validation, no nothing from the enemy. I'm only concerned about how the royal family judge me. To hell with anything else. You know, try your best, my royal family, not to let that thing that can happen to us, casting doubt in some of the worst situations. People will say, we all we have. Yeah, and that is the greatest thing ever, to have each other, and we continue to lock up our rims. So when we are feeling some kind of way, they don't know which one is weak in the link. But see, we heal each other with our energy. We some thinking and feeling type of folks. See, when you feel these things, my royal family, don't try to run from them. Let it process through. And in due time, our Father will extract that from you. That's what I have to do, being so empathic, because I can feel sometimes how my family feeling. So I'm going to leave it there, my royal family. Render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And it's always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.